Okay, let's just dive right in. We've all been there, right? You ask an AI for something specific, and what you get back is, well, it's generic, it's vague, it's just kind of flat. Well, today we're going to fix that. We are breaking down 7, count them 7, powerful ways to really master your AI prompts so you can finally get the kind of insightful, creative results you know these tools can deliver. It's so easy to blame the tool. We get a shallow answer or one that's just plain wrong, and we think, this thing is dumb. But this quote forces us to ask a really tough question. What if the problem isn't the AI at all? What if it's us? The fundamental truth is, the quality of the output is almost always a direct mirror of the quality of our input.
And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? So how do we get clear? The secret isn't about finding some magic formula or memorizing a long list of power words. No, it's about fundamentally changing how we think and how we communicate with these incredibly powerful AIs.
So first up, we have to understand the core problem. And it really comes down to our own very human bad habits. The way we talk to each other is often messy, it's disorganized, it's just full of unstated assumptions. And that is the exact opposite of what an AI needs to give us a great result.
Do any of these sound a little familiar?
Yeah, I think we're all guilty of this. We ramble, we don't really structure our thoughts, and we basically just cross our fingers and hope the AI can read our minds. This throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks approach is precisely why so many of our AI chats just end in frustration.
And that brings us to what might be the most crucial point in this entire explainer. Seriously, before we can write better prompts, we have to think differently. This isn't just about tips and tricks. This is a foundational mindset shift that will change absolutely everything about the results you get.
This chart just highlights the core contrast perfectly. The old way is basically treating the AI like a vending machine. You punch in a command, you get a generic item back. The new way, it's about treating it like a brilliant intern. Now think about it. You don't just tell an intern what to do. You explain the context, the goal, the why behind the whole task. And when you do that, you don't get a generic task back. You get back strategy. This whole powerful approach has a name. It's called transparent reasoning. And it's all about making your own thought process totally visible to the AI. You're not just barking an order. You're sharing the full picture. Why you want it done, what your hidden assumptions are, the real-world constraints you're working with, and maybe most importantly, what a win actually looks like to you.
Okay, so with that critical mindset shift locked in, let's move from theory to practice. Now we're going to get into some specific actionable techniques you can start using literally right now to master the flow of your AI conversations.
Have you ever been in a really long chat with an AI and you start to feel like it's forgetting what you talked about 5 messages ago? You are not imagining it. There's a researched scientific reason for this. It turns out, research shows that these large language models have what's called a U-shaped attention span. They remember what you said at the very beginning of a prompt and at the very end, perfectly. But all those crucial details you added in the middle, they often get lost or forgotten.
So once you understand this attention problem, the solution becomes crystal clear. Stop piling on with new messages in the chat that's just burying all the important details in that forgettable middle part. The right way, the pro way, is to go back and edit your very first prompt. That way, all the critical context stays right there at the beginning, exactly where the AI's attention is the strongest.
All right, now that we've covered the mechanics of a good conversation, let's level up. We're moving beyond the simple fixes and into some seriously advanced techniques. These are powerful strategies that will help you steer the AI to the exact outcome you need every single time. Just like people, AIs learn incredibly well from examples. A no-shot prompt with 0 examples gives you guessed it, a generic response. Give it 1 example, that's a one-shot, and it gets better. Give it a few examples, few shot, and it's even better. But the real expert move, give it both positive examples of what you want and negative examples of what you absolutely don't want. Game changer.
Okay, here's a fantastic strategy to break out of your own bubble and find the blind spots in your ideas. Don't just ask for a generic critique of your work. Instead, command the AI to adopt specific personas and analyze your work through their eyes. So imagine asking the AI to act as your sharpest, most ruthless competitor. Suddenly, it's not just giving you polite feedback. It's actively hunting for holes in your strategy, pointing out exactly where your messaging is weakest. Now, let's shift gears. Ask it to be your ideal customer.
What questions do they have? What's confusing them? This perspective can instantly reveal all the little friction points that are stopping people from clicking buy or taking action.
And finally, think internally. What would your head of sales say? This perspective helps identify what practical info is missing from your marketing material to actually make it useful for your own team. So you see, 3 different perspectives, 3 totally different and totally powerful sets of insights.
Okay, now we move into the truly expert level. This is where the whole dynamic flips. You're going to stop just using the AI and start turning it into your personal coach, a collaborative partner that actively helps you become a master prompter.
This amazing technique is called meta prompting, and it's brilliantly simple. Instead of just guessing what the AI needs to give you a great answer, you use the AI to build the perfect prompt for you. You just ask it what it needs.
The process itself is just a simple 4-step conversation. You start by saying, "Here's my ultimate goal." Then you ask the AI directly, "What information do you need from me for the perfect prompt?" It'll give you a checklist. You provide those details, and in return, boom, it hands you a detailed, reusable prompt tailored to your exact goal. It's like having a personal prompt engineer on call 24/7.
Here's one last pro-level coaching trick for you. Once you get an answer you like, don't stop there. Follow up by asking it to critique itself. Ask, what did you miss? What assumptions did you make that might be wrong here? This forces the AI to challenge its own conclusions, and it can reveal hidden blind spots, elevating a good answer into a truly great one.
So, as we start to pull all of these techniques together, from the transparent reasoning to the meta prompting, a larger theme starts to emerge. It becomes really clear that mastering AI isn't about memorizing a list of formulas. No, it's about a fundamental upgrade to our own thinking.
And this right here is the ultimate takeaway. Mastering AI prompting is really just a side effect of mastering your own thinking. To get a clear output, you first have to get absolute clarity in your own mind about your goals, your context, and your reasoning.
And that leaves us with a fascinating final thought to chew on. As we get better and better at communicating our complex thoughts to these machines, we're forced to structure our own ideas more logically and express them more clearly than ever before. So, are we really just training the AI, or is this entire process a masterclass in training ourselves to be better thinkers?